The Boston approach, or the process approach, is really a means of looking at data qualitatively. So you're going to have the quantitative test data, which is great, but you're also going to want to look at some of the things behind the data. And I'm going to talk about the process approach as we go through some of these different tests today, and really kind of look at not just what the standard deviations and t-scores and z-scores look like, but also what are some of the things that the test isn't actually saying it tests, okay? It was developed by Edith Kaplan, who was a neuropsychologist working in the Boston VA, and there's been many problems with it, namely because it isn't quantifiable. However, recently it has been, so we'll talk about that in a second. But we're looking at how does the person organize information. That's one of the things that we might be looking at using this approach. Visual strategies would be detail versus gestalt. That's one of the things I'm going to be bringing up when we talk about evaluating block design and interpreting figure drawings. Right? Do they take a piecemeal approach, or do they look at the whole forest and then see the trees? Right hemisphere damage might focus on the details alone, whereas left hemisphere damage, they might get caught up in the whole but miss a whole bunch of details. And throughout this, I'm going to be talking about the parts of the brain that you might see damage in. Right? So just take note of that. Verbal strategies. Does a person talk their way through things? That's actually pretty healthy. It shows that they're able to plan. It's not the healthiest. Usually we do self-talk internally, but it is a means of organization. There's also memory strategies. They might keep track of things by counting on their fingers. That's healthy. That's a good way of organizing information to keep in. Also, testing the limits. That's something else we noted last time. Testing the limits is really allowing a person to go beyond time limits and to go beyond the scope of the test itself without compromising the test. So you wouldn't give someone 5 minutes to complete a block design in a WACE. But, you know, if they've almost got it, you might give them 30 seconds longer just to continue with rapport and to see if they can get it if given extra time. That will inform your recommendations, because in your recommendations you'll want to note this person is able to complete tasks if given extra time. It shouldn't impact the other ones after that because each one is different.
Right.
And you're not giving them, like I said, 5 minutes. You're only giving them a few seconds just to see if they get it, and you're looking at how they do it. The argument is the practice effects. If they have more time to complete it, then the next time they take that same test, will they be able to get it faster? And that's a good concern. You know, that's why in your reports you will always note that when testing the limits, you were able to do this. That will give a cue to the next person who might be doing testing to use a different form of the test. Or hopefully they won't test until a year has passed anyway. So allow paper and pencil for things like arithmetic on the WACE. Now you're no longer looking at their working memory, but you're teasing out if it's the fact that they don't have the ability to do a math problem or not.